Let's look at example 3 on the same page, solve irrational equations and inequalities. So step 1, we're going to set it up. We don't have to look at the side with only one number or one fraction. We're just setting up the side with either adding or subtracting the fractions. So a and 5a's least common multiple would be 5a. So we could just leave the second fraction alone, and the first one we could multiply by 5 on both the top and the bottom to get our common denominator. So once we go ahead and distribute the 5 and write those out, we should get this. So we're done with step 1. Step 2, we're going to distribute and combine like terms. There's no negative sign, so there's no distributing. And then combining like terms, we have 5a plus 6a is 11a. And then negative 30 plus negative 12 is negative 42. And then the two denominators become one thing, just 5a. And then that equals 5. So we're done with the second step. Step 3, we're going to cross multiply. Since the 5 is by itself, we could put a 1 in the denominator. Go ahead and cross multiply those. See what you get. Okay, you should get 25a equals 11a minus 42. So we're done with step 3. Now we're going to move everything to one side of the equation. Let's move everything over to the left side. So go ahead and subtract 11a from both sides of the equal sign. So then we get 14a equals negative 42. Well, let's add 42 to both sides now. We can't add a's and constants together, so we just write it out like this. 14a plus 42 equals 0. So we're done with that step. Okay, step 5, you're going to factor out everything you can. It looks like both of these numbers, 14 goes into both of those. So if we factor out 14, what we have left over inside is 1a plus 3 equals 0. So now we're done with that. Okay, step 6, we're going to solve. Well, 14 is never equal to 0, so there's no solution here. So we're just going to have a plus 3 equals 0. Subtract 3 on both sides of the equal sign. So you have a equals negative 3. So we're done with that step. Okay, our last step, step 7, we're going to check for extraneous solutions. So we're going to go ahead and substitute wherever we see an a in the original, we're going to plug in negative 3 instead to get something that will look like this. We have, is 5 equal to negative 3 minus 6 all over negative 3 plus 6 times negative 3 minus 12 all over 5 times negative 3. So if you multiply all that out, you should get, is 5 equal to negative 9 divided by negative 3 plus negative 18 minus 12 all over negative 15. Okay, if you combine like terms, we have is 5 equal to 3 plus negative 30 over negative 15. And negative 30 divided by negative 15 is a positive 2. So now we have is 5 equal to 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. So yes, that works. That is a real solution. So our only solution is a equals negative 3. So now we're done with step 7. And we can go on to the next example.